Hello, loves. It's Bryan Symon coming to you with the 5th edition of my new show, Blues and Crumpets, with your host, me, Bryan Symon. Today on Blues and Crumpets, we give a tip of the hat to the philanthropic efforts of rock stars. I know what you're thinking. Rock stars tend to be a little bit self-centered. But I got news for you. They're giving away loads of cash to the less fortunate like yourselves. For instance, there's Eric Clapton. Thinking about finishing up that college degree? Well, at the Eric Clapton College of Politically Correct Thinking, they're giving away loads of scholarships. And if you find yourself lately surrounded by arseholes, come on down to the David Crosby Free Colonoscopy Clinic. He'll flush those arseholes right out of your life. But today, on Blues and Crumpets, we're here to celebrate the Bill Wyman Home for Wayward Girls. I'm standing right outside the gate right now to the Bill Wyman Home for Wayward Girls. Now, over the history of rock and roll, there's been many a lovely lass who's loved and lost and loved and lost and loved and lost. But you know, having a relationship with a rock star, it doesn't always have to end in disaster, does it? I mean, sometimes it leads to matrimony. For instance, there's Myra, the 13-year-old Myra who married her cousin, Jerry Lee Lewis, who also happened to be married at the time. And then there was the 14-year-old Priscilla. When she began dating Elvis, she was just 14, as was Claudette Frady, who was 14 years old and later married her husband, Roy Orbison. And we all know that Chuck Berry adored the milkshake Mademoiselles, but he wound up spending 20 months in a federal penitentiary after driving a wee lass across state borders for a party where a jolly good time was had for all. And even my sister, my own sister Prudy, after spending a wild weekend with John Bonham and Donovan and wound up preggers, who could she turn to but Bill Wyman? I mean, who understands young ladies better than Bill Wyman, who at 52 married the 18-year-old Mandy, who he started dating when she was just 13. My producer, Roxy Titanic, says it's time for us to go. So we'd like to thank, of course, our sponsors, the Bill Wyman Home for Wayward Girls. If you or someone you know find yourself in times of trouble, just come on down to the Bill Wyman Home for Wayward Girls. We can see you're 15 years old and we don't need to see your ID. As Sir Mick used to sing, it ain't no capital crime. Be sure to join me, your host, Bryan Symon, next week for another exciting edition of Blues and Crumpets when we go to Flint, Michigan and visit the famous Holiday Inn swimming pool.